Sitting outside my house under the shade tree. I'm about to reline my king cat, my fishing rod combo that I stripped the line off of the other night. It was a mess out on the river. I don't know how I survived it. It was that bad. That bad. But these king cats, they're good rod and reel. They have the short ones, then they have the great big king cats that's set up like deep sea fishing. They're that big. But I just need the regular 6 foot ones. I don't do no hard to get places. I can throw these at a good distance, and they're pretty darn stout. I use 2 or 3 ounce weight teardrops on them, and that darn, let me show you, that darn action on these things, they're pretty darn stout. I've never had a problem with one, never busted one, except for losing my line. I mean, look at that action. But I'm in the process of relining it. I'm gonna show you the type of line I'm using. I got that Tri-Lane 30-pound big game mono. I like to use that line. You get it cheaper on that spool at Academy. I think it's around maybe 15-20 bucks at Academy Sports. But this rod and reel combo came from Bass Pro, everybody. No, Academy don't carry king cat. But that Tri-Lane on the spool they do. I'll get this on here. I was at Bass, no, I wasn't at Bass Pro the other night. I almost went to Bass Pro today, I'm sorry, but when I was at Academy the other night, I picked up me some trot lines. Tomorrow night, I'm gonna go trot line the river and put out these trot lines and see what I can catch off of them. I've never ran a trot line. I'm doing great. How are you? Never ran a trot line out once in my life, but I'm going to do it tomorrow night. I always run bush hooks and run jugs off everywhere if I'm not using fishing poles. I like to run them bush hooks, but a certain time of the year you just don't want to be off in them damn bushes with the snakes. That's my theory of it. Oh, I'm always having a great day. It could be my worst of days and I'm still having a great day. I got air in my lungs. My eyes are open. I'm doing good. I am putting line on my spinning reel. I stretched it all off the other day in the middle of the darn river. I lost all my line. Lost every bit of it. But back to what I was saying, I've never ran trot lines. Never. Have any of you ever ran any? Anybody got any advice for me to use? I normally use skipjack or shad. Anybody got any advice a little bit better than what I'm about to be doing tomorrow night? so I don't waste my time. Get that on here. Gotta look, find my little cutting pliers. I put them in my darn pocket. I got these at Bass Pro as a multi-tool. When I got my credit card, they gave me a free tackle bag I got sitting up there. I got a lot of worms and flukes and stuff sitting in it, but they gave me this and a ball cap, and I use these little pliers. I cut my finger a couple of weeks ago trying to cut some line below the dam, and I didn't even have these when I should have had them. I always keep them in my boat. I love these little scissors right here on this multi-tool. They work good for that, instead of cutting my finger halfway off. That was a mess. I was below the water. I wasn't below the water boat. I was below the Jordan Dam up in Elmo County, Alabama, and I had to take off my shoe just to get my sock and wrap my finger up just to get back to town in Wetumpka to help squeeze the blood and clot my finger because it was leaking blood everywhere. Looked like a crime scene on them rocks down there, and when I had blood all over my pants, it was a mess. It was that finger right there, matter of fact, my ring finger, and I smashed that joker the other night. I cut it right there on that side. It still ain't never healed up right. It's got a big old knot in my finger. I've smashed that finger so many times it's unreal. I don't get into politics on here. If you got anything to do with politics, take it somewhere else, please. This ain't a politic channel. But do any of you have any ideas on what I should be putting on my trot line? So I bought the whole combo kit with the holder the other night at Academy. I think I spent about 19 bucks for it. But like I said, I always use shad on a lot of my stuff, so I've used minnows on bush hooks a lot and wound up with all kind of bass. So I'm trying something new. I've never done it before. I used a simple little knot on here, overhand knot. Get this thing relined. I'm gonna put a bead and a swivel and another teardrop weight back on it. Those teardrop weights work great in high current water. They don't tend to drift and roll. In that water current, they just stay. And wherever the position you throw them and where you throw them, that's where they stay. That's the good thing about it, but if they get hung up, they don't come back. But I like these swivels here. I get them at Walmart for little or nothing. when I was at Walmart, I bought all kind of hooks because I'm always losing my hooks. But I got my beads from Bass Pro. These came from Academy. It's just wherever I'm at. I like those octopus hooks though. They're a great product. Those circle hooks. It ain't like traditional hooks. Those circle octopus hooks. The catfish will bite it and it'll load itself up by itself. But that's that 3 ounce I'm about to put on my line with the bead. The bead, I'll show you why I use that bead. Give me just a minute. There's a reason behind it. I'm gonna have to go back to Bass Pro probably over the weekend and get me some more weights. That darn, I always like to keep weights in my bag. I got all kind of weights, but older gentleman up there at Bass Pro, he caught me. He fishes out on the river a lot. I recycle my stuff. If I can help it, I reuse it. But if I can't, by the end of the year, after I save it, I take it all back to Bass Pro. And Bass Pro recycles fishing line and cast net line. The cast net, the lines out of those, and I took them back to Bass Pro. I try to do my part in recycling best I can. I know I'm not perfect, but I'd rather try to recycle my fishing line and try to help where I can, instead of throwing it in the water like a lot of people do. I can't stand that mess. But I'm making a leader right now. I use my line to make my leaders, and I just don't even go buy the steel leaders. I just use my own line. I'm putting a polymer knot in these. That's one of the toughest knots you can make on a swivel or on a clip, a quick clip for bass fishing. You can tie one in it, and that darn knot won't come off. Hey everybody. Yep. I'm gonna trim that lead off here in a minute. Get this hook set on this side. Try to go about a 2-foot lead, or when it's in the water it can just float and do its own thing. If it breaks it 9 times out of 10, it'll be at that lead and keep my weight and my bead on the other end and save it. I put a polymer knot in that one too. If you've never done a polymer knot, I would look them up. They're pretty easy to tie. One of the best knots around, like I was saying. there. About to cut that off. My grandfather, he was a hell of a man. He would love to go fishing. He couldn't tie no knot worth a darn, I'm telling you. And when we would go, it was nothing but a show. My grandfather, he would stay in the trees and cuss and raise nothing but teetotal hell because he was staying in the trees. Even with a fly fishing rig, he would stay in the darn trees. And my leader normally used about that long for a lead, or a little shorter. Sometimes I make them about that long. But it's always good to have a lead when you go catfishing on a swivel, for when them catfish they go to roll, they don't mess your line up and bind it up, and it'll just twist and twist on that barrel. If you don't have that set up on your catfishing rig, you need to have one set up. It saves you in the long run. Trust me. Instead of having all this do like that, it just spins on that barrel. Alright, got my weight. Putting it on. It's a 3 ounce. Sometimes I use the 2, sometimes I use the 3. All depends on what kind of day I'm having and where I'm fishing and the water situation. Now I'm putting that bead on. It's gonna sit like that on that line. About to put another polymer knot on this end of my lead. Get a couple inches of that line. Take polymer knot. To build a polymer knot, I'm going to show you. You take this here, you're going to bend it down. Hold it. Take it through that eyelet. Pull it up. Take it around the tree. Through the tree. Pull it till you got a loop. Pull your hook on through. That right there will save you valuable time. You're gonna look at it, get it to pull down. You can see all the way through that barrel, all the way through it is double, all the way around it. It's not a single line. Instead of a one line like that holding on to that barrel, you have 2 going through it, like so. And it's pulling on that barrel real tight when you go to pull it. I got a lot of fishing line I need to take back to Bass Pro and turn it in for the recycler. I got all kind of bass fishing line, crappie fishing line, a lot of catfishing line everywhere. Normally take it once a year, but sometimes I had to take it more than that. All depends on how much I'm fishing. I know Bass Pro, they recycle the line, so I know Cabela's does it. And if you buy a pole that don't have line on it from Bass Pro, they'll put free line on it for you. So the object of that bead and that weight, when you throw it, that bead takes the blow instead of that knot getting cut by that weight. And that it takes the shock on that. It's a good thing to have. You have to buy them per the size you need. If you've never used a bead on your fishing line, they have all different kinds of beads to put on. But it all depends on your line size. Yep. It's ready to go for another fishing trip. But does anybody have any recommendations on something that I can use to put on these trot lines instead of cut shad and skipjack? I've used Kool-Aid chicken. I've never had no luck with it. I've used chicken liver. Never had no luck with it. And I've used, what's that darn proper word for it, but I don't remember. It is squid. I've used squid before for catfishing. Went to my local seafood market and bought one squid, but I've never used it again. It did a hell of a job. Them catfish can't take that squid off the hooks. I've used it on jugs a couple of times and caught some nice catfish on that squid meat. I've never done it again. I need to go purchase some, but I still got a lot of skipjack in my freezer that I need to use. But I guess I'll just go and throw the cast net and catch me some shad and put on there if nobody has no ideas. I know somebody said chicken gizzards one time, but I've never had no luck all of those either. Anybody got any ideas? That darn trot line hook system I got right there has got 25 hooks on it. So I got to come up with something to put on there. Anybody got any idea? Oh, what I did to my shirt. A big hole in my shirt. But I'm going to show you this bag Bass Pro gave me when I did my membership. They gave me that bag right here. It's filled with all kind of artificial worms and flukes and everything, but I've got 2 more in the house just like that now, but a different color. So more of a light gray from Members Night. If you're not a member at Bass Pro, I recommend going and getting you a credit card. They print them out there and at Cabela's when you walk in the door. As soon as you do your paperwork, they'll print your credit card out. I'm going to tell you what they do. Members Night, you can get free food or however many people you take with you, you can get free food, free door prizes. I have got ball caps, weather bags, dry weather bags, fishing bags. I got ball caps. I have a tumbler and all kind of other mess from Bass Pro Members Night just on door prizes, just on alone. But then you can put your name in for a drawing. They have 3 drawings on Members Night. It's always a gift card, then a medium prize, then the last prize they draw is the big prize. It costs a lot of money on the third one. Sometimes it's a tenth. You never know. But next month on the 13th, I'm closing up my pliers before I lose them. Put them in my tackle bag. So on the 13th of next month, let's say around 4 o'clock, if you want to go and become a member, next month is Members Night in Prattville, Alabama. No, Leeds has a Bass Pro. They should be doing it the same night. And since hunting season coming in, I don't know the door prize yet and the raffles they're gonna have, but it should be getting into hunting stuff now. Since the time's changing for the year, they should. I don't know. Don't count me for it, but they should. I know they normally have vegetable plates, fruit plates, and chicken fingers, and plenty of soft drinks on Members Night. But I can't wait to go. It's something I look forward to. They didn't have one in July. They didn't have one for this month for some reason, but I look forward to it every month. It's just something I like to do. Go hang out with the older generation and listen to their fishing stories and see where they fish and tell them about my fishing stories and my cut up finger and all that good stuff. It's always to hear what the older generation they did, how they fished. I know out here on the river, one time we used to go out there with ivory bar rope and go fish with it. We used to tear the catfish up with that ivory soap, but not no more. Times change. Catfish don't survive no more. And used to go out there with biscuit dough out the pan. Ain't do that mess no more either. They don't want no part of it. Not using a type of cut bait pretty much wasted time. Go down river back towards Lowndes County and Hallsville. The slough, everything down there is ate up with nothing but shad. You can't fish down that way with shad too much because it's something that they see all the time. The river system here on the Alabama, the Coosa, it's a madhouse. It's forever changing. Never stays the same. Especially down there. There's more sloughs and stuff. Darn shad go off in there and have babies. They grow up. Darn shad are everywhere down there. One cast gets and full with a 5-gallon bucket. But on this end, you can get the big old jumbo on here, on our end, about 2 inches. Some of them about long as a darn dollar bill. But you go down South River into Lowndes County, you fill up a 5-gallon bucket if you know where you're going just on one throw. But you got to know where you're going, or you'll be wasting your time. But you can't fish in certain areas with shad down there because, like I was saying, the darn fish see it every day. You can go into Benson and go below the dam and go white bass fishing. I found this out. Older gentleman was sitting on the bank. I went down there and he spanked me ragged. I had rattle traps, everything that looked like a bass would want. I was throwing it out in that swift water down there. This older man was sitting on the bank, tearing them up, sitting on a 5-gallon bucket, everybody. On a 5-gallon bucket, this man was sitting on a 5-gallon bucket on a bank, dragging in 5 fish to my one cast. It really pissed me off because I had all these high dollar lures were doing me no good below the dam in Benson at all. And when I got back to that boat ramp, this man was about 20-30 yards from where I was throwing in this water with these high dollar lures, and I had enough. I went and tied my boat up, got my trailer back down that steep boat ramp. It was covered in mud. It was bad. And I asked this old gentleman on that 5-gallon bucket that was making me look bad with my boat. I was like, what are you using? He said, baby crawfish. And all I could do is do this here. Because I throw those 10 to 15 plus dollar lures and didn't get not one of those white bass. Not one. Not even a bite. But that's how jacked up the river is around here. 45 minutes downriver, crawfish. Up there in, skipjack and shad. Down a little bit, about 20 miles downriver, it's a totally different world. But tomorrow night, my big plans, I'm gonna go back by Academy before I go to bed around 8 o'clock because I have to be up at 2:30 to be at work by 3 o'clock in the morning, every morning. I thought about running back to Academy and getting me another one of those packs of that kit and run out 2 of those trot lines. But fun part is going to be finding the bait to put on those. The water's down. It is majorly down around our parts. But that's the game you play. They're letting the water up, the water goes down. The water goes up, the water goes down. The Army Corps are always playing with the water. And since it's the fall time of the year, it normally goes down anyway. Since we have no rain come through, I don't know if they're going to let Lake Martin down this year. But Lake Jordan, they're not letting down. I don't think. So they just going to keep the water levels down. They're normally turning one or 2 turbines a day, just enough to make some power. Since it's the time of the year, everybody's not fishing as much around. Everybody's shooting doves and getting ready for hunting season. part of Alabama. Everybody getting ready for hunting season right now. That's everybody's on their to-do list. Everybody's getting their fields ready. Everybody hit that subscribe button out there. It would really help me out a lot. My channel, I'm just now starting off. I got a couple people on here. Every time I catch a nice big fish, I go live on here when I catch a nice big fish. And when I'm going to the racetrack, camping season coming up, so I'm about to be doing some camping. I got 2 generators. The inverters, they run quietly, and I'm gonna be running some patio lights and charging my phone and taking my Coleman stove and all kind of odds and ends, and I'm gonna be using off that generator. I'm gonna probably take my flat iron and cook off of it. You can't beat pancakes and bacon being cooked and eggs being cooked like on a flat iron. You can't beat it in the morning. You can't beat it at all. So you all hit that subscribe button. Send me any info you have that I can use for my trot lines. I would be blessed to have the knowledge. If you have something a little bit better than what I'm going to be doing. But you all hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get some more shirts made. I'm going to post pictures of what I'm going to have done on the back. I'm going to have a whole lot of them. Oh yeah, I'm feeling great. It's always a blessed day. It's humid in Alabama. It's still about 90 something degrees here. We had a nice little cold front, but it is gone. That's Alabama for you. It'll cool off 1 minute. We get all 4 seasons here. You get winter, spring, summer, and fall all in one day. It is that bad in Alabama. You get all 4 seasons in one day. You don't know how to dress. You don't. The weather here, you take it for a grain of salt. In the mornings, you'll be cold and chilly. Sun start coming up. It's fall. Then it's brutal summer. Then at night, it starts cooling down again for winter in the fall. Yeah, all in one day. But if you go to Louisiana, if you've never been to Louisiana, it's brutal hell. It's that bad. You can go outside after you done got up, walk outside, and turn to go back inside. Your clothes are dripping wet. You had to get another shower as soon as you walk out on your doorstep in Louisiana. I done been there. I've done it. It is bad. I don't know how they survive it down there, but I have toughed it out for a couple of days in Louisiana. I've been, let's see, all the way to the Texas line in Louisiana. I've been all the way through New Orleans, all the way through Baton Rouge. Been down through all that country and them swamps down there. The mosquitoes are like they are here. Them jokers, some of them, you get around the swamp in the river, they big, black, and gray. It sounds like a helicopter flying at you down here and along the waters here. But down there, they the same way. I call them tiger stripe mosquitoes here. Them jokers, you can hear them coming. It sounds just like a helicopter. All you hear is doo 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 doo. It's bad. But you go to Louisiana, it's the same way. but more humid. Here, you don't know how to dress. In Louisiana, them poor people down there, they just ready for the heat. That's all they do is stay in the heat. Here, you don't never know. You don't ever know here in Alabama. It'll be snowing in 1 hour, be raining the next, be hot the next. But I'm gonna put those pictures of the shirts I'm having done. I'm gonna have the YouTube emblem on it, one of the sleeves. I'm gonna have the TikTok logo on one of the sleeves. I'm gonna have the outdoors in Alabama on the front chest, and I'm gonna have ungodly amount of things you can put on the back for pictures for bird hunting, deer hunting, turkey hunting, and fishing. Then I'm gonna have the price put on there, and if you would like one, let me know. I can get them done in light gray and in white. And I'm gonna get in here. I'm gonna start trying to eat me a little bit of dinner, supper, whatever you call it, wherever you're at down here in the South. We call it a little bit of everything. Some people call it dinner. Some people call it supper. It all depends on where you're at in the South. And it's what they take it as. I'm down in Louisiana. It's totally different there. It all depends on what part of the map you're on. What you're gonna say is how people take it. But everybody down here in Alabama call it supper time, or just supper. Every once in a while you hear somebody say dinner, but some people consider dinner as lunch here. And down in Louisiana too, so if you're out on an adventure, know what you're asking for and where you're going. This week we celebrated the anniversary of Hurricane Florence. You don't remember anything of that taking place in stateside. I used to do hurricane flood water rescue, and Hurricane Florence, I pulled my boat through the Carolinas all the way to North Carolina for Hurricane Florence. We were doing about 70 on the interstate. The wind was blowing. I mean, you were skating across the interstate. You barely could see 5-6 foot in front of your truck doing 70 miles an hour behind another truck trying to hurry up and get somewhere. It was raining so bad. I got some wild stories. Darn tornadoes. When I was in the fire department, darn tornadoes and damn hurricanes. But I'm gonna show those pictures on here after a while. I'm gonna put them on here. If you would like one, when I post them, get up with me and send me a direct message so I can get in touch with you, and I want to put the price of them on YouTube, and I'm gonna put them on TikTok too, and you can get up with me and I can put them in the mail to you. But you all hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna get in here and rest a little bit since I got my rod and reel set back up. I'll get in here and rest a little bit, kick my feet up, take me about another 20-minute nap, get ready for bed, and get up when all you fine people are still in the bed, and I'm gonna head to work. But you all hit that subscribe button. Y'all stay blessed out there. Share my page with everybody. People, this world's a crazy place out here, and all I can do is share with you everywhere I go. And the things I do, it's always outdoors, everything I do. And y'all stay blessed out there. And wear your armor everywhere you go. The world is very, very evil. Hit that subscribe button. I'll talk to you all later. Bye for now.